NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
35 laps to halfway and about that many to pit stops. If we continue under green, Brad Keselowski continues to work on Brian Vickers for the lead. Keselowski is not one of the 4 drivers who've led this race so far. Continues to try to work his way to the front on the bottom.
He's going to force his way up right here. I'm pretty sure he's going to say thank you very much. I think Vickers was very polite. They worked together on that move, and Keselowski's got the lead.
One thing Brad Keselowski is not bashful about is driving that 2 car down in the corner.
Oh no.
Brian Vickers has led 120 laps today, and that's more laps than he's led in the last 2 seasons combined. Now they have about 1.2 seconds on Jeff Gordon in third. Matt Kenseth and Dale Earnhardt Jr. with 21 cars running on the lead lap. How about a NASCAR on Fox short track style? Crank it up. Here at Bristol, Tennessee, first short track stop of the season. Jeff Gordon has closed right up on Brian Vickers for second place. Brad Keselowski is about 0.7 of a second ahead of them.
Right now, that 24 car of the top 5 or 6 cars running the best lap times, and that car looks really good for Jeff Gordon right now.
5-time Bristol winner Jeff Gordon. Larry, green flag pit stops coming up. You got to get your driver on the right side of pit road because pitting is different under green than caution. But
yeah, when we pit under caution, you know, it's the 2 pit roads connected by the apron. But under green, these drivers have to start thinking about, with feedback from the spotter and the crew chief, it's treated like 2 separate pit roads under green. And one thing also, Mike, you don't want to pit here until you absolutely have to, because if when you do a green flag pit stop, you're going to lose 2 to 3 laps depending on where you're running to the leader.
Well, we've got comers and goers. Brad Keselowski has come to the front after being back toward midfield. His teammate, A.J. Allmendinger, started outside pole, and he's gone the other direction, Krista. He's back in 17.
Yeah, Mike, A.J. Allmendinger is using phrases like loose, wrecking, we're in trouble, and he just came on the radio and said unbelievable. He is falling back. The team telling him, just hang on, we'll get you fixed up. We've got to make our fuel window. Just hang on to it.
Well, I can't help but think to what Darrell said. When you look at our front row, Greg Biffle, our pole sitter, he has faded tonight. A.J. Allmendinger is basically about to go a lap down, set on the outside of the front row.
Larry, and he's not kidding. There's something wrong with that 22 car. He has got to come to pit road or he's going to back it in the fence. That thing has got something loose or a tire going down or something. It's wobbling down the straightaway.
And here comes his teammate Keselowski to lap him.
Clear. Next car should be smooth with it.
There, look at him. I mean, that car's been that way for the last, I don't know, 10, 15 laps. I don't know how he's kept from wrecking it.
Yeah, just look at his hands in there. The thing's sideways halfway down the straightaway.
Allmendinger will pit.
Now he's pitting on the back straightaway, so
Turn
2.
hands off for him.
Once it stops, he'll be able to leave right there just outside of its pit box into turn 3.
So A.J. Allmendinger begins this round of green flag pit stops. We'll be right back. Got most of them for you.
NASCAR on Fox welcomes you back live here in Bristol, Tennessee, and approaching the halfway point as Jeff Gordon is challenging Brad Keselowski, and AT&T bringing you the mid-race report. Brian Vickers, driving for the first time this year, has led the most laps, 120. Keselowski surviving an early wreck to survive and get to the front of the pack. But who's wrecked early is the story. Favorites like Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick surviving that wreck. It's had an effect on them in this race. That's why they're not at the front of the pack. Darrell, who are you watching?
I'm watching Jeff Gordon in that 24 car. Been watching him for quite a while. The car is solid as a rock. There's nobody better at Bristol. 5-time winner here. Keep your eye on the 24 car.
Jeff Gordon was my pick before the race, big brother, but I'm looking at Matt Kenseth. This car is very fast. Matt knows how to win. I like the 17. What are you thinking, Larry Mack?
Michael, even though we have 250 laps to go, we may only be on pit road 2 or 3 more times. You've got to keep up with this track. Dick.
Vickers is having one of the best races of his entire life, and he desperately needs it to get back in the big league. He is going to be pitting shortly. He has given great detailed feedback to the crew about how to fix the car, Mike.
Well, Brad Keselowski in the lead has been making great moves, confident moves. He says the best car he's ever had here. It must be. And I continue to be impressed with Brian Vickers' comeback drive today, Chris.
And Mike, only 2 cautions in the first half of a race at Bristol. That deserves a wow. How many will we see in the second half as things heat up and the stamina will be tested as well? And that is our AT&T mid-race report. As we look at 1961, this is Bristol, where an NFL preseason exhibition game played between the Redskins and the Eagles. And Darrell, you have often said the driving style it takes to win here is kind of like a football game. You need a little punt, pass, and kick.
Yeah, you do. And I'd like to welcome Peyton Manning to Tennessee. Well, we got to fight for the lead right here. I said I'd like to welcome him. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to, but hopefully I'll be able to.
Well, we just about welcomed Jeff Gordon to the lead as they came up on Kenny Schrader. Schrader gave way to the outside in his wounded car, but Gordon could not complete the pass. Greg Biffle, our pole sitter, on pit road. Paul Menard's been in. A couple of drivers have made green flag stops. Not many of the leaders, however. Steve with Biffle.
Greg Biffle saying the car is still a little bit loose, Mike, and he could use more turn in it. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel for the bit.
Eric Almirola and David Gilliland in. But of the lead lap cars, the first 14 have yet to come to pit road.
And these slow cars are causing, I mean, they're like picks. And you just saw that Matt Kenseth was able to put a smooth move in there. And now he's battling for the lead.
As they make these green flag pit stops, as Kenseth's going to try on the high side, he'll just drive past Brad Keselowski.
Keselowski's coming to pit road.
And at 93, Travis Quapple shot through because he's on fresh tires. He had already made his pit stop, Matt.
And they stayed out the first time, but now the car's way too free for the one car, Jimmy McMurray. Meanwhile, Keselowski's in. Bad angle. He says, though, the car still has wonderful drive off, a little bit tight in the center, but that's how it's been the entire race. Solid stop so far. We're going on the left side, guys.
Matt Kenseth becomes the 6th different leader of this race. Now Joey Logano is in, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Regan Smith has made his pit stop. Martin Truex is in. Steve.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. saying my car is good. I'm waiting on the nose in the middle of the turns. They've made an air pressure adjustment and 4 tires. Matt.
17 of Matt Kenseth is in. Fuel goes in. They're going to make another track bar adjustment. Trying to
also made his pit stop. Here comes Jimmy Johnson to pit road. Brian Vickers back to the lead in this exchange, Matt.
And they were hoping to hold out to about lap 264. Everyone else pitting. Johnson comes to pit road. His biggest issue, the center of the corner. They were hoping to try to push in a spring rubber on this stop, clear the grill, and he is finally away.
So that leaves Brian Vickers as Juan Pablo Montoya comes to the pit lane, gives up second position to do so. That leaves only Brian Vickers, who has not stopped in this green flag sequence. Kristen.
Juan Pablo Montoya has steadily been gaining ground. He has been loose and when on the bottom of the racetrack. The wrench in the back, they're going to make an adjustment on the stop as well as take the 4 tires.
And I know what they're doing with Brian Vickers. He has the entire field of drivers one or more laps down. As now he's coming to pit road. He was giving up a lot on the stopwatch right there.
Dick.
And Brian Vickers on pit road right now, Mike. They are going to make the adjustments that they need to this car, principally with air pressure. Vickers and his crew chief, Rodney Childers, have executed the changes that are necessary all during practice and this race, like a bunch of guys who have worked together for decades. Never mind for a weekend on this level.
He is going to go from the lead all the way back to about 15th place. By being the last to pit in this sequence.
But look right there, Brad Keselowski in the 2, putting Denny Hamlin in the 11 car. Started the season with 2 top 5 finishes, including the win at Phoenix, dismal at Vegas, and looks like not on it here today at Bristol.
Yeah, we really bragged on the Gibbs cars. You know, we thought, man, they really turned the corner, made some changes over there, but not been having very good runs the last couple of weeks.
What happened to Hamlin on this stop?
Oh. Yeah, when he dropped the jack, it actually came down on the right rear tire that had come off, and it got him way behind on the left rear.
And that's why Denny Hamlin is now gone a lap down, and I didn't see if they got all those lug nuts on the right rear tight.
He's actually complaining that he may have a loose wheel. That's what happens when you get behind. You start trying to make up time, and normally that leads to a mistake.
265 laps complete. Green flag stops just completed, and Brad Keselowski's lead 1/10 before the pit stops, half a second now.